So it's a damp and misty, kind of typical Vancouver day. And what better thing to do on a crappy day than
Go for Korean food again, but a different place this
different
time.
place? Yes, because we do like Korean food.
We do, but it's particularly good. I'm starting to associate Korean food with rainy, drizzly days.
This one is, it's either Ma Dang Goul or Ma Dang Goul.
It is Goul.
It's spelled both ways.
Yeah, but if you look online, it mostly says with a G. So we're going with Goul.
Yeah.
Goul. Ma Dang Goul, MDG. It is in Vancouver's West End and
On Denman Street. Right?
on Denman Street near Robson. If you are not familiar with Vancouver, the West End is nestled between downtown and Stanley Park. So if you're a tourist, it's actually on your the area is probably on your agenda.
It's in the zone.
Yeah.
And we discovered this place almost a decade ago because we used to live in this area. And it was just like I poked my head in here one day and it was just like, oh, good prices. It's a family run operation as we tend to favor as opposed to the franchise outlets. And
the food is consistently good.
And nothing, and I mean nothing, almost nothing. It makes a person feel better than a big steaming bowl of chili infused soup. So that's what we're going to go and check out. So parking in the West End is notoriously terrible. So we had to park a little ways away, and we're walking a couple of blocks, and you can see just how gray and drizzly it is, and you'll see why we want to eat here. And here we are. Very nice. Anywhere? Thank you. Oh, look at this. Already set up here for two. Well, like a lot of our hole-in-the-wall places here, we have a couple of favorites. Mine is the Yookgaejang, which is a beef and noodle stew. And Laurel's is Kimchi Jjigae, right there. On a really cruddy day, there's nothing better and nothing more heartwarming than this. It's like a big chili garlic hug.
Funny, you know, on a beautiful day, on a beautiful day, there are very few places as beautiful as Vancouver. I mean, there are some, but it's up there.
And if you saw our other video on Korean food that we did a few weeks ago, you'll see that this is sort of similar in format. We're going to get some banchan, little dishes of side items, a bowl of rice, and a big steaming stone bowl of wonderfulness.
Stew.
So this place is cool. It's very, very quiet now because it's lunch on Tuesday. I firmly believe it's Tuesday. And but at nighttime, you'll see the place that can be really jammed, and it's filled with. They have like portable grills on the table, and it's like barbecue kind of place too. And people come and the beers aren't really expensive, as is typical in a lot of Korean restaurants.
And there's soju and
all that good stuff. But it's a place where I think it caters at night more to like a working class and family kind of crowd, and that's awesome because it means good, honest food at a reasonable price. I did notice that the prices have gone up a little bit.
They've
since
gone up
last
everywhere,
but it's Canada and Vancouver, and things are really expensive. So I think yours was $17,
17,
and mine was $17 too. All right, we've got some banchan.
Thank you.
Thank you. So, go ahead.
I have the bean sprouts, usually with sesame oil. These are those yummy braised potatoes that I'm going to butcher this. Joram gamja, something jamba.
Potatoes.
Braised potatoes, Korean braised potatoes. And they're sweet.
And let the choir sing out because
The ubiquitous and amazing
it's everywhere.
kimchi that you have to just eat.
No.
It also depends. The banchan are not always the same every time you show up at a restaurant. Sometimes they switch them out. Some places do the same thing all the time. It really depends. We still don't know the etiquette. Are you supposed to wait for your meal? Someone please fill us in, because we never do.
Ooh, look at that. Look here.
That looks gorgeous.
That's pretty amazing.
Steaming.
Actually, those sprouts,
The bowls are always really hot.
Sprouts are delicious. They got a nice sesame oil kind of thing on them. And kimchi, you can't go wrong. This is a mixture. This has got some daikon in it.
Fantastic.
That kind of cabbage kimchi. Very nice. I think they've upped their kimchi game since I was here last. Very good. And this is a Yookgaejang, which is a long cooked beef brisket. It's got some egg in it, glass noodles, and some fungus, some black fungus. And it is so good. So you get your bowl of rice, and I think that the accepted way of doing this, I like to get a little bit of rice, moisten it ever so gently with a little bit of this broth, and make a huge mess. But oh boy,
And
that's good.
slurping rice, apparently.
Slurping is culturally appropriate.
It's for the Chinese. I don't know if it's Koreans, maybe.
Oh yeah, and it's blazing hot temperature-wise. Chili, although it's really red, it's not really chili hot. Pardon me, I'm being a very rude person.
I told you to go ahead and eat. Please eat. Just less slurping and things falling off your spoon, please.
I do whatever she says. Yes.
Fish. Thank you. So can you see the bubbles? It's actually simmering, even though it's not on the heat anymore. That cracks me up.
So they do look similar.
They do.
Similar soup base.
But, so first of all, I have like glass noodles. I don't know if they're bean thread or if they're
they are.
rice, but I think they're bean thread, so you can see. Right?
Yeah. Nice.
Right? And then, so this is
Thank you.
Kimchi Jjigae is a stew that's made with kimchi and tofu, a soft-ish tofu, like maybe a medium. But it's not vegetarian. There is pork belly, I think it is. Right.
Oh yes, there is.
So, pork. So it is not a vegetarian.
It's almost vegetarian because it's sliced really thin. So
Yeah,
I'm
no.
not sure if that counts or not.
So anyway, super tasty. I got the rice as well, and do pretty much what Rob did, which is take some rice, dip it in the broth, but so good. And the kimchi is just fabulous. And there's the tofu.
So let's try a potato. How's that? Oh, they're so soft, eh?
Yeah, they're different. They do a different kind of potato, but as tasty as always, just different texture.
So that's like a room temperature Yukon Gold that's been done.
Yeah. With
There's
some
some
kind of like
sweet soy and stuff in there. Of course, this kimchi is amazing.
And so my stew also has rice cake in it, which is kind of hard to pick up. Rice cake.
So sometimes you put your proteins and stuff on your rice and let it cool off and then go back and dig in.
So the pork is very, very porky, as it should be.
And there's a healthy, and I do mean healthy, dose of garlic in this stew as well. I feel my aches and pains of age dissolving with every mouthful.
Really.
Yeah. Okay, I was playing it up a little for the camera. But these stone bowls just keep it so hot. It's and this is interesting. In mine, there's this herb stock here that there's several of them in the soup, and it adds a funky, earthy kind of flavor to it. And I'm not sure if it's a fiddlehead or what exactly it is. I'm going to have to look that up. If anybody knows what it is, put it in the comments.
So my soup is a really interesting contrast in flavors and textures. The Kimchi Jjigae is usually made with kimchi that is really aged and therefore fairly sour. So you've got the heat from the chili and the garlic. And you've got the sourness from the kimchi, and then in terms of textures, you've got these slippery noodles and from the beef thread, and the pork is kind of chewy and very meaty, and again slippery with the tofu. It's a really interesting combination of flavors and taste. But the sour thing, if you don't like sour, you might not like it, but I like it.
You learn to love it. I just wanted to make a couple of notes here. Please like and subscribe to our channel, because we're devoted to doing more restaurants like this in Vancouver. And And on that note, if there's a place that you wanted us to check out, please let us know in the comments.
And if you had answers to some of our questions, like the etiquette with banchan, can you start before you actually get your meal, or should you wait till you get your meal?
Just tie your head behind your back.
And pronunciation, if you want to correct our pronunciation, I'm good with that. Because we can use the help.
Yeah. And the other thing is, if you've never been to Vancouver, Vancouver is, in a lot of ways, one of the best food cities in the entire world because there are just so many varieties of food that are readily available that are just fantastic examples of that cuisine.
So
you
we
can-
have,
Thai.
well, because we have big immigration,
Yeah.
we have the food that comes with that, which is amazing. And it's not just in restaurants. You can go to grocery stores and find the ingredients if you want to start making your own. I make my own kimchi all the time.
Yeah.
Some of the other dishes as well. But
It's great. So if you've never been to Vancouver, and strongly recommend it from a dining perspective, but bring your wallet. Unless you're watching our channel, then you can go to the cheaper places.
But as you said, we have Thai, Korean, Vietnamese,
Japanese, Indian, South Indian,
many kinds of Chinese, depending on regional things.
Taiwanese even.
Yes, we do.
Yeah.
The beef noodle soup has become a big thing. And so, yeah, lots of various Asian cuisines. There are even a few Filipino places.
Ethiopian.
Ethiopian, not Asian, but very, very good. Not a lot. I mean, there are a couple of German restaurants. There are a couple of Eastern European restaurants, but not a lot of that. And then, of course, there's lots of West Coast cuisine, sort of California, Nouveau, whatever. We do lots of that because we have amazing seafood and fresh produce.
Yeah. So it's pretty good here. You'll probably like it. Oh, with all kinds of awesome.
That was Ma Dang Goul. And I just wanted to note that we have had other things. I've had their dulsat bibimbap before, and that's a bibimbap which is like a rice bowl with beef on it. But the dulsat is where it's in a
Crispy rice. Kind of.
it's in a stone bowl, and the rice gets this crust on it that is amazing. So
And then you do
highly
like a
recommend
grilled mackerel. They do a good,
yeah, the
good
grilled
squid
mackerels.
dish here.
I love the dark oily fishes. Not everybody's thing, but if we do, they do a good job here.
So that was what, $35 with tax and tip, I think.
Yes, that's correct.
And wow,
36.
and we got a lunch to take home for
I
tomorrow.
have a whole other. What we did was we took the little bit of Rob's Yookgaejang and poured it into the much more of my Kimchi Jjigae.
I'm generous.
And they also then gave us a small container to take the rice as well. So yeah, I have a full other meal here. So that works.
Woohoo! All right. Ma Dang Goul, Denman Street, Vancouver. Very nice.